Hi, you guys, what is up? I'm Amanda K. Love. I'm a transformational health coach and child care specialist. So, today I really want to share with you how I healed my histamine intolerance. And I feel like it came down to a few key factors that really springboarded me into healing. So, I know a lot of y'all are in my group. Um, I'm so excited. Like, we've doubled overnight, and people want to hear about this because histamine intolerance is becoming really common. You know, I just had these very average, normal risk factors like living in New York, being vegetarian for a couple of years, having cigarettes smoked around me, trauma, and I was dealing with basically what a lot of y'all are dealing with: hives, joint pain, tinnitus. My ADHD was going a little bit crazy, anxiety, um, joint pain, you name it. And it got down to the point where I like couldn't even eat pepper. And I was just like spinning my wheels. Well, what do I do, right? So the first thing I obviously tried was to go on a low histamine diet. And that did keep the symptoms somewhat at bay, but it was very restrictive. I didn't have my favorite foods, and it really didn't get me so far as healing. The next step that I took, I would say, was probably the first crucial critical point 1 year in where I really started to heal, and that was to go on a low oxalate diet. So what that means is I lowered down basically all plant foods, but especially the worst ones like spinach. I went back to eating meat, right? Because that's how I was going to eat low oxalate, is by eating animal products again, um, and eggs and all the lovely animal foods. So I cut out like the really high offenders first, which were like spinach, almonds, chocolate, a lot of my favorite foods, but things that were not doing me any favors. They were just inflaming me. And you know, oxalates, like I always like to say, they kind of make me feel like a mosh pit in my body, like a big party is happening, like, and it could be an angry party or a happy party, but it just makes me feel like I'm all over the place, right? And ever since lowering my oxalates, I'm just so much calmer. And my mast cells thanked me because I really calmed down my reactions. From just a low oxalate diet, I was already able to heal about 30 to 40 to 50% of my histamine intolerance. That took away like the really immediate symptoms, like my hives that I was having, my tinnitus, a lot of my skin reactions, a lot of my stomach aches. I was really dealing with a lot of stomach aches before. So the oxalates helped with my reflux. My voice was better. Again, I was calmer and happier, which is like the most important thing to me, of course. I just had a better outlook on life. I wasn't so grim and glum and just like down all the time. I wasn't so agitated, right? Um, so I would say that was a really big step in my healing journey. The next thing that I did was I actually had to treat candida. What I used was a combination of coconut oil, olive leaf extract, and garlic pills. And with those three things in rotation with each other, maybe one every other day for a while, I was able to heal my candida. And I'll also note a caveat here that if you have a partner, you want them doing these things too, like gargling with the olive leaf before you guys start kissing. Um, so I also, you know, again, a lot of my stuff was starting in the gut. So I did get my gut tested, and I found out I had H. pylori. And for that, all it took was like a week or two of black seed oil, and that was virtually gone. And if I ever feel it coming back, I will take more H. pylori, but more later on what I did to help keep that away. So the next kind of step for me in my journey as I was going through it was to treat the mold. So here's like a funny random fact, is that I was living in upstate New York for a little while then, and Amsterdam used to be like the carpet capital of the region. And we had an outdoor carpet at the time, and it just really wasn't, I guess, you know, a good idea, which I could have told them that. But it really wasn't a good idea to have an outdoor carpet. So what we actually went ahead and did was spray that all up with vinegar. And my partner was really good about it. He did that for like a couple of weeks, and he sprayed the bathroom up with vinegar. And that alone really took care of a lot of that mold. And mold, you guys I don't have to tell you because you're all smart people who are in my sphere and in my bubble, that mold activates your nervous system so much to the point where we're not calm. So that really helped my skin. That also helped my mood. It helped my gut. I kind of was just peeling back layers and healing slowly at this point. And then the next big step for me was I kept a food journal. I have a reel on my Facebook about how to do that if you're curious. It should also be up on YouTube Shorts soon. To discover my soy allergy. I was noticing, I was trying to figure out what kind of oils I could eat, and I noticed if I ate soybean oil that I was inflamed for 2 to 3 days after, not like my other food reactions where it was just going away. So then we tested soy sauce, we tested tofu. I tried a rotation and I noticed this like awful joint pain that I had at the time was really triggered by the soy. And when I avoided the soy, my hormones also started to do so much better. Sorry about my neighbor's dog out there. She's always gonna bark. So the next thing that I did for my body, so like at this point I was really healing, I was doing great, but it was still very touch and go and sensitive. So if seasonal allergies came back, then I would flare again. If I was next to mold, I'd flare, and even just the smallest amount, like sitting on a pile of leaves, which I love to be outdoors, so that was really difficult and challenging for me. And then if I ate something off or too high histamine, I still had to keep watching it, although I was feeling much better. What truly took me to the absolute next level in my health was starting my personalized mineral protocol journey. So for me, that took me over a year to develop and get right, with a lot of pitfalls in the way. But some of the most important things as far as histamine go are zinc, copper, and vitamin C, and those will all play a big role in your antihistamine response. So when you're actually taking these minerals, you can have all the histamine you like, you can create all the histamine you like, your body will be able to break down and process it. And of course it still helps to avoid synthetic chemicals, fragrances, mold, high oxalate foods, but at this point in my journey, I don't have to be so afraid. And that is priceless. I don't have to be so worried about every little thing. Of course, I worry about my actual food allergy, which is soy. And if you discover you have one, that will be important for you. But other than that, I live pretty carefree. I'm able to go places, to touch things, to hug people, to be in different environments, to sit on the ground again, to sit in the grass. And that's really thanks to, things like iodine and zinc and selenium. All of these things really address your underlying deficiencies and toxicities that you can then be more resilient. You can then be stronger. You can then be happier and be more of yourself and live your fullest life. And, since then I've been able to make so many amazing changes in my life. That was 2 years ago when I started this, and I've started now like a new business. I've changed my career. I've just healed so much trauma, so much heaviness, so much mental and physical just barriers that I had. And what I want to personally leave you with is that your healing is 110% possible. So if you want to watch some more of my content, you can go back to my last video about what I personally take in a day, how I safely take things like copper. And then please go ahead and join my Facebook group. It's going to be linked below. It's The Minerals Make the Man or Woman on Facebook. I'm at Amanda Kresha Love on everywhere you can find me, Kresha, or you can just search Amanda K Love and I should come up on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. And come join the wave, come join the party in my group. I will be offering some free Ask Me Anything sessions soon in the group. So if you want to be a part of that, join below and reach out to me. And again, if you're needing more support, I still have a special going on through the summer. But for now, find me where you can, and I am sending you all love. Your healing is totally possible, and we're going to do this together.